Testing, testing, testing. All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Thank you so much for joining me this morning and every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on YouTube. Before we begin, bottom right-hand corner, little white logo, click on that, turn on notifications, subscribe to our channel. Like our videos, really helps if you press that like button for me for the algorithms for YouTube. And also comment any of your questions, really do appreciate it as always. Let's do it. Let's talk about the market. Dow futures up 285 points, NASDAQ up 1.12%, good sign. S&P futures up 0.88%, Russell 2000 up 1.09%. Crude oil up about 1.5% at 69.68 a barrel. 10-year yields are up 46 basis points at 1.465%. The dollar's down slightly, kind of helping the NASDAQ here, down 0.11%. The VIX, 2198, down 3.89%. Let's see if we can break below 20. Gold futures up 0.16% at 1797 an ounce, that 1800 level still. 2267, up 1.7% for silver futures. The euro dollar is up 12 pips, 112.87. Excuse me, I just had breakfast. I just had to eat as quick as I can. 113.77 for the dollar. Yen up 14 pips. Ethereum futures above 4,000, 1.98%. Bitcoin futures smidge under 49,000 at 48,955. And gasoline futures at 211, up 1.41%. Let's take a look at cryptocurrency as a whole. I'll just bring up my dashboard, my portfolio here. A lot easier to do it that way. And nice green day. Crypto portfolio is up about 7.24% today. You can see Bitcoin at 48,879. Futures are a smidge higher. Ethereum is above 4,000. The graph at 69 cents. Tezos $4.22. Polygon $2.37. Wrapped Luna 84.04. Stellar 27 cents. Ripple 89 cents. Shiba, as you know, is like a big 0.00000 something. And Sushi Swap $5.44. My laggard in my portfolio up about 7.24%. Nice way to wake up this morning. Not like I'm going to sell anytime soon, so I'm not really worried about it. Okay, let's take a look at some headlines this morning. Boeing was awarded an order for 19 767 freighters from UPS. No financial terms were disclosed. This is from Boeing. This is from a firm, Newegg partners with a firm to give customers greater payment flexibility on Newegg.com. They sell computers and computer components. Nikola and KLA confirmed settlement agreement to pay the SEC with $125 million. Under the terms of the resolution, Nikola neither admits nor denies the SEC findings in this matter. Nikola had to settle $125 million in an SEC penalty to settle fraud charges. Let's see here. There was some other news. Here we go. The Pepsi-owned Doritos today announced a launch of a new flaming hot Cool Ranch flavor Doritos. There you go. I like nacho cheesers myself. Nike said today it's added more than 1,000 robots in its distribution centers. And Credit Suisse raised its price target on Micron to $130 from $110 while maintaining its outperform rating. Atlantic Equities today downgraded Alibaba to neutral from overweight, lowering its price target to 140 from 185. New research claims that Apple has approximately 25% of the global 5G smartphone market. Apple is up pre-market. And I think that's all of the headlines I have at the moment. Let's go ahead and take a look at some pre-market movers this morning. All right, anything that I know from the top? I mean, I've seen Naked a couple times, but nothing crazy. Apple up 1.5%. I still have the 180 calls. Nike's up 4.43%. I own shares in that. They just had their earnings. We talked about that yesterday on the after market recap. Boeing up 1.18% off that headline. Salesforce up 1.12%. JP Morgan up 1%. Microsoft up 1%. American Express up 1.5%. Goldman Sachs up 1.25%. One of the stocks I own too. And JP Morgan up 1.09%. Very nice to see in the Dow. Pfizer, the only laggard in the S&P, other than United Rentals, down 1.41%. Regency Centers down 2.5%. General Mills, which is a consumer staple, down 5.515%. Pfizer down about 1%. Nvidia up 3% on that nice Micron number. AMD up 2.22% off that Micron number and their price increase. Carnival up 2.44%. Micron is up 8.5%. Pre-market, you can see there, Ford is up 1.29%. Tesla up 1.62% on the S&P. Citrix up 8.85% this morning. On the NASDAQ, we could see Lucid Group up 1.47%. AMD, again with that Micron number, up 2.16%. And Meta Platforms, which was down yesterday about 4%, which is Facebook, up 0.61%. So that's where we are this morning. Zoom is also up 0.62% in the AM pre-market. Okay, let's go ahead and go over some charts and we'll answer some questions. It's going to maximize the sell. So what I did, I went ahead and set up the Fibonacci levels. I did that yesterday for the aftermarket recap. This is the E-mini futures. Again, I look at this every day. This gives me an exact kind of move in the market. This is the S&P futures contracts. We broke above the 50 DMA. That was my first level I was watching overnight. I stayed up till 1 in the morning kind of watching futures. I couldn't sleep. So again, either way. But again, we kind of tapped 4,600 here. Big level to watch for today, 4,620 through 4,627. That's your 100-day. That's your above 50% retracement of the full drop, the lowest low we've had for the past 20 days. And you can see that 4620 right below that 100. If we can break 4620 to 4627, I think you can start looking at the 465 calls for SPY. So I would wait for 462, 4620, 4627. If that happens, I would go to the 465s again to keep a look at it. Again, pretty simple stuff. I can just set up a Fibonacci level here, and you can kind of go by that. This is the high, the most recent high, and then you go to the most recent low, 448.92. And you can see we're above the 50-day, just like E-mini futures. But again, 460. Let's go ahead and put an alert there, 460.02. If that breaks, then 462 would be best. So E-mini futures and SPY are a little off. But again, I would go above 460. I would take a look at the 462s for this week for a quick scalp. That'd be a good one. Let's take a look at Qs. We did catch SPY yesterday, by the way. Looking at Qs here, need to break that 100-day moving average right above 387. Let me go ahead and place an alert above that. 387 is your 100-day. If that breaks, I would take a look at the 390s. That would be your 200-day. That'd be a really good target to have. Back to E-mini futures here. You could see that once we break above the 50-day moving average, there's a couple levels to look for. Again, 4620 is a big level to wait for. 465.50. 4650 to me is pretty much the level that we want. If we can get there, I think 4700 comes to play. If 4650 breaks today, I will still hold that contention that all-time highs will be coming by the end of the year. It could be here that the bottom is in. Why do I think the bottom is in? Just for the simple fact that the 100-day moving average right here, you could see that wick right here, tested the 100 and we bounced. And that 100-day moving average has been kind of that support level since right around the beginning of October. And that's the only time we've broken it. And then right around that level has been a pretty decent buy level. You can see right after October, we soared very nicely into November, and then December has been just kind of choppiness all around. But again, I think that if we can break 4650 on ES, that'll get us a shot to 4700. And 3700, guys, we're in range. We're basically in range to all-time high. So I'm watching 4620 very carefully. If 4620 can break today, it's a really great sign. 4650 can break today, that's an amazing sign. I think 4650 breaks, I think the bottom is in, absolutely. But again, the day hasn't even started yet. For all we know, this could be a sell the rip. I think we're going to get a continuation. I think 4620 seems to be the right target. 4650 would be a really good target to have, again, in best case scenario in that sense. But that's what I'm looking at here. Let's go ahead and take a look at yields as well. I want to take a look at the TNX. This is the 10-year yield, and we'll take a look at the VIX. TNX here, this is the 10-year yield. I'm going to go ahead and expand it here. You can see kind of just consolidation range here, 1.469%. We tested the lows are right around 1.3914. Again, lower interest rates are nice. So here's a narrative that I did pick up and I did see it online, and it actually makes kind of funny sense that if Omicron really gets worse, will the Fed really be hawkish? Will they still be, wanting to raise rates? that's kind of that tailwind that we may have as growth investors. Again, lower interest rates are always nice. So again, if Omicron does continue to make it worse in terms of infections, then the Fed may use that narrative to hold back any kind of rate hikes. The only really central bank out of the G8 that actually raised rates during a pandemic was the Bank of England. Interesting enough, the Euro didn't do this. The EU didn't do it. The Americans didn't do it. So imagine that. But again, kind of a choppy range here. Looks like a double top right at 1.7. Again, we're far away from that. Let's see if the 10-year yields break above 1.5 for that. But interesting enough, I've noticed that Bitcoin and yields have kind of looked lockstep with each other. So let's take a look at that. You can kind of see that as rates kind of start coming a little higher, it does help yields in a sense. Interesting enough, you could see this base here, kind of the similar base that we had in July and August if you look at that, but it's not in the same time frame. So again, if we go ahead and expand it, you can see kind of that double top, 1, 2. We had a little bit of a drop, but again, yields weren't as bad. But again, you could start seeing here that Bitcoin is starting to find some footing right around that 44,000 mark. It seems to be support here. Again, a nice level to recapture will be 54,000 on Bitcoin futures. Let's see if we get it. Maybe we'll get it by the end of the year. I still have the 100K target for end of the year. That obviously may not happen, but you never know. Bitcoin is wild. So we'll leave it at that. Let's answer some questions. Good morning. Good morning, Ross. Have a great day. Use the same causes. Thank you. Thoughts on Tenet Healthcare, THC, how the technicals look for a long-term hold. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Okay, in a 1 hour, they are up slightly this morning, a nice little gap up. We'll go ahead and bring up the daily. It's been holding up pretty well, Tenet. You could see that 50 and that 100-day moving average. It seems to be that level of support. 71.83 seems to be that level to buy. 67 seems to be that support level too for a dip buy. Looks like a great chart. I don't know much about them, but again, this looks like a really good deal. So I would say you can possibly buy some more at 71.83 if it does retest, if not 67. It's a good time to buy QQQ for a long. Well, again, if you're talking about the option needs at least 387.01. If you're talking about it investing, I would like to buy it on a dip, if anything. That's a good question for yesterday, in my opinion. But again, today being up, it's not up, oh my God, tremendously. But again, it's not a bad idea to have QQQ. What's your take on Robinhood? In terms of the stock, I think that stock is not doing that great. Obviously, I don't think I need to be saying that. It's up slightly pre-market. If you're looking to dumpster dive and bargain hunt, this is a good one to do. Obviously, they're going to make money. They're getting popular. I use Robinhood, but I don't own Robinhood. And just personally, I don't think I want to own this company. I have to see the next quarter and see what their results are. Is Santa Rally happening this week? It could be, Henry. Obviously, the real deal here is that did we hit the bottom? And I think that we did because of that 100-day moving average on the daily. That is a very key level. But again, 46.20 is your 50% retracement. If we can break that, that'd be very strong. 46.50 really confirms it. I think that would be the worst is over. But 46.20 needs to break today. It really does. The last thing I want is that if we retest 45.82 on the 50-day and break down and get to around 45.60, this would be a dead cat bounce. What is your expectations of 10-year in 2022? I do believe that yields are going to go higher. Obviously, we expect a hawkish Fed. So again, 1.7, 1.8. I don't think we'll get to 2% next year, but 1.7, 1.8 seems about right. The only reason I don't say 2% is that usually when you get closer to midterm elections, a lot of bond buying gets done just in case of any kind of surprises. That's just what happens. And when you get bond buying, you get yields coming down. Hello, SPY calls. Thanks. Yeah, we had SPY calls yesterday. So for SPY calls, I am waiting for a couple levels. Like I said earlier, if you break 460.02, then I would target the 462s. That'd be a really good level to look at. You can see there is a gap to fill that has not yet been filled. So again, 460.02 break, I would take a look at the 462 calls. That'd be the way to go. All right, guys. All right, guys, I'm going to go and leave it there. Have a great rest of your morning. Let's see if we make it a turnaround Tuesday, and we'll catch you guys for the aftermarket recap at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great one, guys, and enjoy yourselves.